Okay, Shalom, Shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Koholimla, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the Akim and Akwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawaf. Just coming at you with another quick lesson. Praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. Reading the book of Psalms today. And this is something that I pray for daily, as far as like Esau, the so-called white man, falling into the ditch or the pit that he have made for us. You know, letting the things that he has set up for our downfall actually come upon him. And this is Psalms 9 and 15. It says, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, and the net which they hid is their own foot taken. And when you go into Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7, it talks about how the curses of our enemies, matter of fact, let me get it. I don't want to butcher it. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And it reads, and the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So the curses that were once upon us and still are, you know what I'm saying? They're still upon us, but they're starting to be reversed and put on our enemies. And Esau is our main enemy. When you go into the book of Psalms, chapter 83, you can see it gives a list of the people that hate the Lord, and they hate the Lord's hidden ones, or the children of Israel, so, and you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the children of Israel. That's the reason why, these nations, they don't like you, because first off, we have the blessing, and we have the promises, from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We have the covenants. The Lord chose us as a special people, a peculiar people to himself. So these other nations, they're jealous of that, so to speak. But also prophetically, we broke our end of the contract or covenant with the Lord, and he has these people over us as a punishment, which is going to come to an end very soon. We're praying. So let's go back. Okay, so verse 16. Let me start back from the top of verse 15 here, Salakia. Psalms 9 and 15. The heathen are sunk down in a pit that they made, and the net which they hid is their own foot taken. See? So they're starting to be taken in the traps that they've set. Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the works of his own hand. See? Selah, Hagian, Selah. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget Yahweh. But overall, Esau, man, he's about to get that judgment, man. He's fallen into the pit that he has made, man. And let me see here. A couple of precepts in here. Well, actually, quite a few. I'm not sure. Let me see here. Because I was looking from another area. Okay, so let me go. First off, let's go back a couple of chapters. Let's get Psalm chapter 7, verses 15 and 16. It says, "Oh, let Salakia." I can get verse 9 here too. "Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God trieth the hearts and reigns." So these are things that we can pray for. That the wickedness of the wicked comes to an end, and that the just be established, Let's move on down here. Verse 15 is the point that I wanted to get. Let me see. Let's start at maybe... Let me just jump to the point. Verse 15. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. See, so, and this is going to come to these Edomites, man, so-called white race, and all these other nations as well. But now this can also fall on just someone around you, Israelites, you know what I'm saying? Because Israelites, in the book of Psalms as well, it goes into the Israelites, being wicked in this manner. And that's why, the scripture talks about the Lord is not mocked. Let me get that real quick. That's why the Lord said vengeance is his. See, we're not to be, I'm trying to avenge ourselves. We leave it up to the Lord, because when you start to try and avenge yourself, you can get in trouble yourself, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. So it's best you just let the Lord handle it. So, you have, Jake, even people in your own family. It's going to be people that's going to be, you know what I'm saying, that's going to come up against us within our own family, close family members that's going to turn us in to the authorities, man, when shit really hits the fans. But this is Galatians 6 and 7. Put a highlight on this. Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So Esau, he became a man. A nation of people. That man, throughout generations to generations, over thousands of years, he has become a huge nation, so to speak, even though they're dwindling in numbers as of now, because that's a part of what a part of the pit that they dug as well. See, they've been trying to put, Jake to death in so many ways, abortion centers all over the place in our neighborhoods. They put drugs in our neighborhoods, they've set up situations where Jake would, pretty much be at each other's necks, black on black crime, so to speak, So Esau, he has created a lot of things for us to be destroyed, but guess what? Those things are starting to come back on him now. The ditch that he dug, he's starting to fall into it. Let me get Job 34 and 29 further prove that, because it is dealing with this nation of people. Put a little highlight on this one too. When he giveth quietness, Job 34 and 29, when he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hideth his face, who then can behold him? Whether it be done against a nation or against a man only. So the Lord, he deals with nations, and he deals with the individual people within those nations. And what you're starting to see now is Esau, he has a lot of complaints right now. I just seen a video from the beloved brother. He got the channel Arrows of Indignation. And he had a video of some Edomites fussing and cussing, and you know what I'm saying? And they're just doing bad in their own nation. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be doing as bad as they're doing. They're doing worse than so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in a lot of areas, man. Right? So let's get another precept on that. Psalms. Let's get this Psalms. Let's see, 94 and 23. Is that it? Let me start at verse 22. I can start at verse 21. Start at 20. Salakia. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? And that's what Esau does. He frames mischief by laws. You know what I'm saying? He sets up, certain laws to capture Jake. They're like traps. They set traps and nets for Jake, man. And when we say Jake, that means Jacob, short for Jacob. Verse 21, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. But Yahweh is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord Yahweh our God shall cut them off. See, that's the reason why we like to read in these Psalms, man, because, hey, it's some beautiful prayers in here, man, and it gives you confidence as well. It's comforting. Let's get Psalms 57 and 6. I'll start at verse 5. Be thou exalted, O Yahweh, above the heavens. Let thy glory be above all the earth. They have prepared a net for my steps. My soul is bowed down. They have digged a pit before me, into the midst whereof they are fallen themselves. Selah. See? So Esau is not going to get away with the shit that he's doing, basically. And you can see it now. It's actually happening right before our very eyes. And that's the reason why, that Revelation 12 and 12 talks about how he's going to come down with great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. He's seeing his demise. He's seeing himself fall into that pit. And there's nothing he can do to keep from falling, man. But he's trying. He's going to try. So this is Psalms chapter 35 and verse 8. Let me start at verse. Probably pretty much the whole chapter, man. Oh, man. I'll start from verse 1. I got to get it all, man. A Psalm of David. Plead my cause, O Yahweh, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Now, you have to realize this is our king, man, David, with these beautiful prayers, man. and the prayers of a righteous man availeth much. It says, take hold of the shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded, and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back, and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Let them be a shaft before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Ooh. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord, Yahweh, persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Verse 8, the point. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction let him fall. Ooh, can't get around that one, boy. That's a beautiful prayer, man, from King David, man. And, you know, the beloved apostle Rakah, he always, you know, he would always say, hey, go into them Psalms, man. Read into them Psalms. Let me see. Let's get this one in Psalms 19. Let's see what it says. Okay, all right, bet. No, that's not one of the ones. Well, it's pretty much about, you know, the point that I wanted to make on it is, you know, this is something to pray for, man. Pray for the downfall of our enemies, man. We'll start from verse 4 here. Exodus 7:4. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt, and bring forth mine armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And that's what's coming to this spiritual Egypt here. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh, when I stretch forth mine hand upon Egypt, and bring out the children of Israel from among them. So the Lord is going to stretch his hand out upon this place. He's already doing it. And we're not too far from, you know, from our salvation, man, and getting the hell out of here. That's the reason why, you know, we say pray these types of prayers, because we need that judgment to come on through. And things are going to get a little rough, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, it's got to get rough before it get better, because we're looking forward to a kingdom. We're looking for our own place. We're looking to never be ruled over again by such wicked-ass people, man. These people are wicked as hell, man. We don't want to be in this man's kingdom. Who wants to bring up children in this man's kingdom, man? They don't even want to bring up children in their own kingdom. This place is wicked as shit, man. So I'm going to end out there. I pray that this lesson was edifying. Hey, pray these types of prayers, man. Pray for the downfall of Esau, Edom's kingdom, and you can pray them in the Hebrew as well. You know, some of the brothers got Hebrew prayers out here. I didn't bring up any as of this particular lesson, but there are some Hebrew prayers that you can pray in the Hebrew. But, you know, hey, just pray though. You know, pray without ceasing. So with that, pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah, and a Bible ball.